Hi everyone, this is Brandon's dad, and you're watching True School Sports.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, right now as I'm talking to you guys, it is June the 18th, is what, 8 something at night here in South Florida. It's been a depressing day, like literally getting all this rain. So I haven't really gone outside today. So I figured, let's make some regular videos, you know. I hope you guys are enjoying the Holyfield and Bo stuff that's coming out, and may you continue to watch those videos, because there's a lot of good stuff in those clips. But I wanted to talk about Tyson Fury because a lot of rumors are circulating right now about Tyson Fury and his future. Now, obviously, when it comes to Fury, when it comes to the heavyweight division at large, the big fight right now, and the biggest fight to be made in that division at the moment, is the rematch between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder. And, you know, following Tyson Fury's spectacular win over the very unknown and unheralded Tom Schwartz, people looked at that fight and looked at how he dispatched a guy like Tom Schwartz, and people are now kind of getting along the same line of thinking that I've always had, which is the fact that Tyson Fury is the best heavyweight in the world. The fact that there is not a man born from a mother that can beat Tyson Fury, as he once stated so eloquently at that Steve Cunningham press conference years ago. You know, a lot of people think he's the best heavyweight in the world now. We won't really get our answer to that question until he fights Wilder again, or Joshua or White, or one of those top guys. But really, the Wilder fight's the fight that he needs to kind of prove that in and officially get a victory in. So we'll see what happens once that comes around. But in the intermediate time, in the meantime, he's gonna have to fight someone before he even gets to Wilder, because Fury himself was on record saying that his next fight, they're saying, could be late September, early October. And they were saying it'll be at Madison Square Garden. So in this video, I wanted to talk about just his opponents and the ones and breaking down some of the names we've heard, as well as, you know, just what I think will happen as well. So the two opponents whose names I keep hearing get thrown around when it comes to Tyson Fury's, you know, official Madison Square Garden debut, the two names were Kubrat Pulev and Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now we'll start with Pulev. Pulev, that's an interesting one because first of all, Pulev he's a solid fighter. You know, he's a name in the division. He's top 10. You know, legitimate contender, legitimate opponent. But he's got complications of his own he's got to work on, as many of us know, and as I've documented many times here on True School Sports, that, you know, he has that whole Jenny Sushi situation, and I'm not sure what the current status of that is, if he's taken his if he's done the sexual harassment awareness course or anything like that. So I'm not sure what the status on that is, but he does need to go ahead and take care of that if he hasn't already, so he doesn't get his license stripped. The fight itself, if they were to fight, I think it'd be a decent matchup. You know, I don't think it would make for the most entertaining fight because, you know, Pulev is more of a boxer, a tactician, someone who likes to think. You know, he's not someone who, contrary to what he showed in his last fight, I know his last fight with Bogdan, if you had a chance to watch it, it was a straight war. But most of the time, Pulev's fights are not straight war. He's got a good amateur pedigree, and he boxes as such. So I don't think that'll be the most entertaining fight. And, you know, Pulev is from Bulgaria, so it's an option, but I don't believe it's the first option. Now, the option that I think is actually the front runner for his official Madison Square Garden debut, and you got to remember, he fought at the theater against Steve Cunningham. That doesn't count. I'm talking about the Madison Square Garden where the Knicks play, you know, because if you don't know, at Madison Square Garden you have the theater, which is it's attached to the arena, but it's a separate 8,000 seat venue, and then there's the Garden, which is where the New York Knicks play and the New York Rangers, and it's 20,000 plus seats. That's where everybody wants to fight at. He has never fought there, but he's fought at the theater. If he's fighting at the Madison Square Garden, you know, I think Jarrell Big Baby Miller would make a lot of sense as an opponent. Obviously, we know that with Jarrell, he failed a lot of drug tests. There is a big piss stain on his name right now. People really aren't checking much for Jarrell Big Baby Miller at this point. But you know, Big Baby, before he failed a drug test to Joshua, he was a legitimate, you know, top 10, top 15 heavyweight. He was someone that he's from New York, so he's a New York native. You know, he's a New Yorker. He'll be able to help sell the fight. He's got just like Fury, he's got a good mouthpiece. He's got a good mouthpiece, and this is, I know this is the fight game. You know, but it's also a business. You got to sell tickets. And I think Jarrell Miller would help Tyson Fury sell that fight very, very well, and it would be a massive step up from Tom Schwartz's last fight. So people can't say, oh, well, he's fighting a bum. No, you're still fighting a guy who's a top 10, top 15 heavyweight. And that's just what it is. That's just what it is. And as far as the fight goes, I think Jarrell Miller, he's a bit of a safe opponent for Tyson Fury because his punching power is not anywhere close to something that Tyson Fury would have to worry about. On top of that, you have the fact that with Jarrell Miller, he's going to come forward, he's going to throw a lot of punches, and that's going to open him up to a lot. So I would expect there to be some good exchanges. So I think from a TV standpoint, it's a good fight. From a marketing standpoint, it's a good fight. And in terms of just boxing alone, it's a good fight because is Jarrell Miller an elite heavyweight? No, he's not. Will anybody be picking him to win against Tyson Fury? No, they won't. But he's a legitimate enough name for people to not criticize him too much, because for the Tom Schwartz fight, people gave him a lot of shit for this fight. A lot of shit they gave to Tyson Fury for this fight. So, I think Jarrell Miller makes a lot of sense as an opponent due to the fact that he is a New Yorker, due to the fact that he is a top 15 caliber heavyweight, due to the fact that he's a legitimate name in the division. And for the Miller side of things, if that fight were to come through, Jarrell Big Miller, it'd be a second chance for him because he really screwed himself. He screwed up his own money. Would have gotten a career high payday. He would have had a chance to fight for the unified heavyweight championship of the world, but he blew it in a major way. And even by boxing standards, because look, I like Jarrell. I've talked to him quite a few times. He's a nice guy. I have nothing bad to say to him about him as a person. But on True School Sports, we call a spade a spade. And Jarrell Miller, even by boxing standards, was absolutely ridiculous with the amount of drug tests he failed. I mean, he's talking about having EPO in the system. You're talking about having HGH in your system. You're talking about having a GW1516 in your system, a performance-enhancing drug we never even heard of before. So you're getting stuff that's not even on the market to try to get that competitive advantage. And then now you got him on IFL TV trying to justify it and saying how there's political research and all this stuff, and there's research saying that, it cures this and all that stuff. Look, you made a mistake. Don't try to justify it in any way, shape, or form. You try to cheat and get an advantage of Anthony Joshua. Straight up and down. You did. And, I'm not against second chances. I like Jarrell. I think he's good for boxing as far as being able to sell fights. But don't try to justify it. Like, you got caught red-handed. You've always been someone who likes supplements. I know you told me personally, Jarrell, if you're watching this video, that I remember one time you were sitting down at the gym, and I was like right here, and you were like right over there, and you started to get a headache. And I remember you said, I need some amino acids. I'm like, what the fuck, amino acids? But and you also have history failing performance-enhancing drugs in MMA. You accuse Anthony Joshua of performance-enhancing drugs. You also, because I remember Jarrell, for those of you who don't know, Jarrell used to have a YouTube channel, or YouTube account, and he used to comment on my videos, and he DM'd me when he wasn't as popular as he is now. He used to DM me direct message me on Instagram talking about Huey Fury being on steroids, and this guy being on steroids, and he made posts about Instagram posts about Klitschko being on steroids. So look, you have accused more fighters of taking performance-enhancing drugs than any heavyweight I know, and you failed 3 drug tests for 3 different substances, so it doesn't deserve any justification. Just own up to it. Don't try to justify it. Don't talk about no scientific or research, none of that stuff. Just do what you got to do, man. Do what you got to do. I want to see you win, man. I want to see Jarrell get back into boxing. And that's an unpopular opinion. I'm sure people are going to fire me up in the comments for that, but he was at the Tyson Fury fight with Tom Schwartz this week. He had an interaction with Tyson Fury. We don't know what was said because you couldn't hear the audio, but they talked. He posted a picture on his Instagram with Bob Arum. So, my gut feeling is that Jarrell Miller will look to be signing with Top Rank. I think he'll sign with Top Rank probably before the end of this year. And you will see a Tyson Fury Jarrell Miller fight at Madison Square Garden. That's just my initial thoughts on this. But Pulev, Jarrell Miller, I mean, I'm not really mad at either one of those fights. I think they both be good fights for Fury, but I think the Jarrell Miller one is a bit more exciting. It has a bit more pizzazz, and it's a lot more more sellable and marketable of a fight, you know. But if you fight Pulev, just make sure you guys don't give Jenny Sushi no credentials to the fight, because we don't want Pulev to get in trouble again. You know, he's gotten into enough trouble as it is. But that's just my take on everything. They're saying I think the dates were September 21st and October the 5th, but from what Tyson Fury said in his post-fight interview. So we'll see what happens. We'll definitely be covering it as the newest developments happen here on True School Sports. Make sure you guys continue to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're on the road to 20,000 subscribers. We should be there in a couple days. So when that happens, you guys will get a special video from me on that, and maybe a live stream too. Also, go follow me on Twitter if you haven't already, at True School Sports. You can message me, tweet me, and direct me. You know, whatever you want to talk to me about, hit me up on there, or Instagram at Just a Kid from Dania. And let's see, am I missing anything? I don't think I'm missing anything. So yeah, make sure you smash that like button like it was your ex-girlfriend. Make sure you take the time to subscribe. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm Just a Kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys. All right, Logan, you won a boxing best prospects. Good performance.
Hey,
Good talking to you.
School Sports.
This is Showtime, Sean Porter.
This is Aerosmith Jr.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas. You're watching True School Sports.
You're watching True School Sports.
All right, and you're watching True School Sports. Stay tuned.